Hello everyone, and welcome to my summit guide, where I will be detailing on how to make the shortcuts and the equipment that you will need to make the best times on a summit and guarantee yourself platinum. Let's begin. And the rewards for getting anywhere in the summit, so if you get silver or bronze, you will get 100,000 XP. If you get silver, you will get 100,000 bucks. You'll get the wire mesh tent. This is pretty cool. Cool vanity. It's worth their time and effort. I'm going to be honest. It's very easy to get. And then, of course, the Alchemos as the primary reward. Alrighty. So for our first recording, we're going to be beginning in the summit, which is our first event, which is Language of the Dirt. Now, in this event, you will be driving the Ivory Tower Alchemos Rally, which happens to be the summit reward for this week. Now, the thing about this Alchemos Rally is that you're going to need to gutter a lot. And when I mean a lot, you need to know how to gutter in this thing. It might take a couple of attempts, but you need to try your best. But starting out, you need to hit this gutter in 4th gear. And then you need to downshift the 3rd gear, hit this gutter, and then head straight ahead, move towards the right side of the road, and then move left, downshift in the 3rd, and move around this way. And you're going to keep doing this, just lock it in 3rd or 4th, and oscillate between this. This is a bad gutter here. If you would have carried that around, probably would have gotten a better time. This is not perfect, but yeah. With practice, you can easily ace this. So our first cut here is going to be right here. So you want to make sure you hit this cut. So you're going to come around this, I think it's like the 5th corner. And you're going to come around here, and you want to aim towards these, but you can aim towards this. This is fine. The idea is that you cut through here so you don't have to take a gutter through here and take a sharp turn. So you want to cut through here. And then after cutting through, what you want to do is you want to drift the car, kinda, or you don't even have to drift it, as you can see. As long as you're right near the checkpoint, like around here, you will register it, and then you can get back on the road and get in the gutter. You want to immediately either slow down or downshift. It's either one of it. Just know that when you brake in the Alchemos, it will kind of jiggle a little bit in the back, especially if you have a lot of max lock. So I would highly suggest just braking. So don't do both at once, because it'll cause the back end to jiggle if you have high max lock. So you want to blast nos here, then you want to brake a little bit more. Take this gutter here, and then you want to get into the next gutter, this. This was not done perfectly, but pretty good. Come around here, you want to get in 4th gear, and you want to either downshift or brake, or both, you can. And then you want to come around here and get into this gutter. After that, this is important. So you need to be drifting immediately when you hit the dirt here. And then you want to brake and then blast nos to get everything. Not too much. You want to keep your nos around 75%. Or even 100%, because you're going to need a lot of nos here. So you want to come down through this straight, and then you want to turn left here, and then you want to back rewind. So make sure you have rewind turned on. And then go left here, and then you want to cut right through here. Aim for the arrow, or left of the arrow, and come down through here. You're going to come back up here. You're going to rewind immediately when you hit the checkpoint. And then you want to come right here. This, I cannot state this enough. You need to make sure you brake when you come to the top of this hill, because the car will fly. This car is very jumpy. So you need to make sure that you hit this hill and not nos it. Don't nos until you come down the hill, but you need to brake at the top of the hill. So you're going to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to brake, and now I'm going to nos. See? That way you get more stability and you hit that checkpoint. Because if you don't, you're going to get a bad time. Alright, so if you're going to rewind when you hit this one, and then you're going to go right here, and then you want to come down here. You need to brake here. Make sure you're aiming towards this this arrow here, and then coming around to the left, and then you want to make sure you come around to the right, kinda. Now this is cheesy. And you can hit it right there. Yes, you can go that far out and not even hit the checkpoint and still get it. But yeah, And then you want to come around here and you want to blast off to it. And that's the first one, like to the dirt. That's how you do it. You should get around the time of 225, 222, 230. Any of those times you'll get platinum guaranteed. Alright, let's move on. Alrighty, now on to our next event, which is going to be Divine Transformation. Now in this event, you are going to be using the Ivory Tower Asus and the Asus Stealth Edition. With this race, you need to make sure that you start the race with a really good start, because it's going to allow you to get into 6th gear when coming around one of the corners. Alright, so you need to rev at 2. In case you don't know that, you always need to rev at 2. Gear 2. Alright, so you want to take this gutter here. You want to be in 4th gear. Then you want to switch at the end of this bridge, or right at the end of the bridge. You want to get into 5th gear. You want to come down through here, 6th. And then you want to wall ride. Now, here's how you wall ride. So, when you come up to any kind of wall like this, any kind of like tunnels and walls, what you do is you point your controller, so your controller, your joystick, you want to point that towards the wall. So basically, as you're riding, you want to push towards the right and kind of up to the right, so that way you wall ride. So, you're going to see how I do this. So I come up to this edge, and then I'm going to wall ride like that. You see how my tires pointed up there? And now I want to just ride it. Just ride it. Don't point up too far. Just ride it like you would the Red Bull, like big wall. And then you want to brake. Immediately you want to brake. You can gutter, or you can take the wall to slow you down. That's fine. Either way it works. It's faster to gutter, but if you don't want to gutter, it's okay. Alright, so here you don't hit any of these gutters, because the gutters have rocks inside of them, which makes the car bump. And then you want to turn here to the left. You want to kind of cut that edge, downshift to 4. Make sure you don't hit the rocks. And then, yeah, you just drive down the sideway as usual. Yeah, that's pretty much all you do. Try not to hit in the grass like I did. And, yeah, control your speed. The only thing you need to know is just brake here and go like 3rd or very low 4th. Either way works. And then you want to get up into 6th gear. And then right in the middle of the bridge, you want to go 7th. And, yeah, slow down here to 6th. Slow down. And there you go. And then switch to your sport and just ride the rest of it. You want to be around the 290s during the entire straight. Don't worry about going into the red. Don't go too far in the red. But you can go into the red a little bit because it's pretty much the end of the race. You got 41%. It's just... Anyway, let's move on. Alright, into our 3rd event, you're going to be driving the Ogmos. So the Ivory Tower Ogmos. And this is going to be the stock version of the rally car that you do get. I don't believe it's in the Summit Bundle. Your Summit Bundle is going to be your Alpha GP and the other vehicles. We haven't gotten to those. Your bundle vehicles. These are all loaned. So, you want to be revving at 2. And, yeah. Alright, so there's several little things here. And there's stuff that I haven't even seen Summit Guide people even talk about. So, you're going to get the learners themselves. Alright, so here you want to immediately, when you hit the concrete, or right before you hit the concrete, be braking and downshifting, but don't lose control of the car. Just downshift. And then once you get off of this concrete slab, you want to brake. So you see how I brake there, and then you want to cut there. Try not to hit the palm trees if you can, but you want to make sure you hit the checkpoint. So. And then you want to cut towards the fencing, and then you want to cut left. Now, I'll show you on the next lap, but there's this area right here that you can go through. If you go right through here and in between those pillars, you can get a faster time than doing it this way. It's pretty cheesy, but you can do it. And then you want to cut left here, cut this checkpoint. And then when you come around here, you want to brake right here, drift the car, hit it there, bounce you off, and aim to right in here, drive from there. And you want to get ready for your next turn up here. Turn this corner. You want to brake here. get into low fourth or third. You can wall bang, try not to wall bang, and then you can cut this a little bit. Try not to hit the grass. If you hit the grass, you'll have to slow down a little bit more. And then here, this is really key. Make sure you downshift to either, you need to downshift to 2, and then do 3. That way you're accelerating outside of the turn, so you can see how much acceleration you get. And then you can cut that corner, and then you want to blast on this. And you want to do this all again. So I'm going to skip to the cut. Alright, so here we go. So you want to aim towards more to the right, like that, and then you want to cut through here, and then swerve left. And that's how you do it. That's the extra cut. But otherwise, that's pretty much the race. You just drive normally, as I said, like the other T-blocks. Alright, let's move on. Alright, on to our next event. Alright, this one is going to be leaving the nest. You're going to be using the Ivory Tower rally car. Make sure you, by the way, make sure you have your, you need to have a nitrous chemist and a score breaker set. We will get to the score breaker set later on, but you need to have both. And make sure you switch them. So if you're trying to do like multiple events at once, make sure you switch them, because that's going to greatly impact your time if you have a nitrous chemist. So, here we go. So you have the car, you can use the Ruffo tires. I think they kind of make it better. 50-50 on that. You do want to use it for the other races, but we'll move on. Alright, so here you want to cut as much as possible. So you want to kind of have like a straight line. You see how I'm doing this? I'm kind of like having a straight line here. Don't hit the bush here. It's fine if you do, but try not to hit that or go between them. Just try not to hit stuff and try to keep it as stable as possible. I don't know how this is going to be on keyboard. If you're on controller, try to aim out part of your mouse. But this is really key. You want to have 75% of your NOS by the time you get down here. If you don't have 75% of your NOS, you need to reset. Because you need to have tons of NOS for this jump. You're going to go really quick. So you're going to come off this jump, and you're going to blast NOS, let it recharge a little bit, blast NOS, let it recharge a little bit, and blast it again to half. And then you want to let it recharge. Let your air NOS carry, and then you could blast it a little bit at the end. Don't care. You want to have NOS going down through here because you have a little bit of air NOS. Then you want to cut in between these cacti. Try not to hit the cacti. You want to cut more left. Left here, you can see this little area right here. There's bushes on the left side. You want to cut in between those, and then you want to aim straight left of the jump here. You don't want to hit this jump because it'll send you way too high in the sky. You want to just hit left of it. So you want to be hitting right in the middle too, because if you go too far left, you'll hit the rocks. So you can see coming out of that, I'm almost at 200, and rolling down through here, I'm at 160, 150, and then you want to come around here, keep NOS management around 75%. And then you want to come around here, and then you want to make this cut right here. This is really key. So you want to kind of slow down. I would prefer 5th gear, but I know the car jiggles, and you want to make this jump right here. And then you want to cut in between here. Now I don't know what happens here. You're going to see me slow down. You want to cut in between here, or maybe here. I'm going to take this, and you're going to see what happens. I hit the rock. And then I hit a tree. So make sure you don't hit that rock. If you go in between the tree and the rock, it'll be fine. It doesn't impact it. If you do hit it, it's fine. If you've got this kind of base, you're going to get a top of it. So don't worry about it. And then you're going to cut around through here to the right. And yeah, just try to avoid the rocks all through here. You want to brake hard here. So you really want to brake hard, and then you want to turn left. Come around through here, like so. There you go, and blast your NOS to that. And try not to hit that. Don't hit the edge of the barrier. And you should get around the time like that. Anyway, let's move on. Now, I'm going to get mad at people who don't get above 100,000 on this event, because it is so simple. You literally, all you need, now you need a nitrous chemist. You're going to be using another one of your bought vehicles. The last one was bought too. You're going to be using the Ivory Tower Alpha GP vehicle. Please have nitrous chemist. Even if you don't, you can get above 100,000. Alright, so here you want to start, you want to just upshift like 2 gears when you start, because Alpha GP is really fast on acceleration, plus you have slipstream. If you do have a slipstream partner, you will be faster, but that's here nor there. If you have one, you can use them. If you don't feel bad about it. You'll still get a pretty good score. Alright, so you want to come down this highway. I would blast here. I did not blast here. I would blast a little bit to up to like 240, something like that. I will blast here, see? And that way you can get a little bit more faster pace. And then you want to just manage your NOS. It does not matter if it's 75%, you just want to be above 50%. And keep blasting your NOS to keep above 245. Then you want to come around this corner, don't brake, hit the wall, it's okay. If you don't hit the wall, good, you'll have more pace. Here you want to brake immediately when you turn here, blast your NOS. And you want to upshift to 6, 7, maybe even 8, yeah. And then downshift to 5th or 6th. Then you want to have some power coming out of this. And then you want to make sure you hit, this is the only cut you make, is this one. You can make another cut. There's another one I will do. It's not just that one. You are going to brake here pretty hard. Try not to hit that wall, should have gotten covered. And then you want to come around here. You might lose the back end depending on your max lock. Blast NOS here so that you have pace enough to get around this corner. Then you want to brake hard so that you can make this turn. Grab the car a little bit so you get some grip. Same thing with this turn. Come around here. Alright, so here's the cut. You want to make sure that you hit this one. So you want to kind of go right in around here. Not here and not here. Because you'll hit the bush and you'll slow yourself down. You want to hit right in here. See? So you have about the same pace, if not a little bit more. And that will help you get a slightly faster time. You can do on the road too, it doesn't matter. But yeah, this event is extremely simple. And then you just drive down through here. That's pretty much the event. We're going to be racing in the Ivory Tower racing vehicle. I believe this is actually one of them that you get in the Summit bundle. So it's pretty cool. But this thing understeers a lot. So you need to, beginning here, you want to aim towards the left so that you don't hit the AI, because the AI is really dumb. And you want to downshift the second, and then come out of this in third, and then downshift here. Do not hit that like what I did. Don't hit this asphalt. This is a bad idea. And then you want to go right, come around here, go left, downshift in second, and keep doing this till you get to the top. Till you get to this turn where you do third, come around, blast NOS, try to keep it above around 75%, and then brake. Try not to hit this wall. And then come around here. You want to gutter each one of these turns. I'm not going to do a very good job because this thing is very difficult to gutter, even with the good tire. It's still difficult to gutter. It's just, yeah. I also have a skill issue. But yeah, you want to gutter each one of these turns. Come around here and just keep guttering each one of the turns. I do better later on. And then you have this. You can either gutter this turn, or you can come out of this gutter and go straight right and cut across. Either way you want to do it, you can. Yeah, I don't know which one's faster. I think the cutting across is faster, but whatever you want to do. And then you want to come down through here, get into 7th, and yeah, when you come around to like right around this last flag, you want to start braking. Try not to hit that. Don't hit that. what I did. And then you want to downshift again. Come around here. This is a very important cut up here. You want to keep going straight, and you want to make sure you aim more right. Don't hit this, and don't hit this palm tree. Go in between. And then slow down. Put in first or second. Come around here. Go through this parking lot. Don't hit the van. And yeah, cut across there. There's the sidewalk. Get off the sidewalk. Blast your nose to that. And that's the event. Alright, let's move on to the feats. Okay, so for the feats, I'm just going to go over them really quickly because they're extremely simple and they're not that hard at all. You're going to be using your, this is what I'm talking about, so this one is very important. You're going to be using the same IVT Falcon as last, as the coming out of the nest or whatever event. You're going to be using that same thing. You want to make sure you have your score breaker set for this one because it is a shawl. Not the nitrous chemist. And you want to have that with score breaker and skilled. And that's it. That's the feat. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so this speed trap is very tricky. So this one has a hack, and you can do faster than what I did. I just quickly did it because I was already like top, really high up on the leaderboard, so I didn't really care. But yeah, you want to use the Asus Stealth Edition, and you want to make sure you have a nitrous chemist set. Now, if you have them, I do actually. I don't know why I didn't put them on. But put the Ruffo tires or the Gold Line tires. They will help you with your grip as you go over these interesting things. The interesting terrains. So you can just do it. You can just do it coming down this highway right here. You can just come down this highway. It goes back a little bit and just run down that highway and get a score of like 140,000. Or you can do it like this, which is way better. It took me a minute to find it, but it's over here. You have to go behind it, and then you go to your left and come back up the street, and you'll see it over here. So I familiarized, because if you know, this is from a previous summit, so you want to jump off this little thing right here. Hold on, let me go back and show you. You want to jump this right here. So, you want to go to the back of the street, go all the way up here, turn around, and then launch yourself down through here. Make sure you have 75% of your NOS because you're going to need a lot of nitrous power. And then, try not to do that. Try not to do that. So, aim more towards the left, not the right. You don't want to cut it. You want to hit it perfectly. I don't even know how that happened. That's kind of weird. But anyway, you want to aim more towards the left. Hit it, and then hit the speed trap. You can get like 315 or something like that on that and get 157,000. So this could be better, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yep, on to our next one. Our tactic of doing it. If you go back to that event and switch it for score breaker set, if you have one of these legendary score breaker sets, you can get a lot better of a time. So you want to do the same thing over again. Do this, go down here, and this time I'm going to aim up and I have the score breaker set. So you're going to see how far I go now. So the last one was above 1,000. Look how far I go now. Whee! Over 2,000, almost 2,400. And you can see that's almost max score. So that's what you want to do. You can do nitrous and get a decent score, but you want to do score breaker. And you want to aim up. Don't aim down. And that's pretty much it. And that's the summit. Alright, well that's the summit. And here's all my final scores. I'm really proud of that one. Top 227 is insane. Yeah, these are all my scores. I really enjoyed the summit. I think it had a great diversity in like vehicles, and it was fun to play. I'm gonna be honest. It was really fun to play, and really fun to master. I didn't really get that bored of it. I got a little bit frustrated at some of the events, but it wasn't that bad. I hope you all enjoyed watching me play this. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.